Hallo liebe Leute, welcome to Live with You. In this video we are going to discuss about my journey, how I got my visa. From appointment to document submission, from visa refusal to visa approval. So without any further ado, let's go inside and start the video. So for those who are new to the channel, I'm Umar Farouk and I moved to Germany 3.5 years ago. I've been working in different kind of companies and right now I'm doing my own Schulung or Ausbildung here in Germany. So this video is divided into 8 different parts. I will show it on the screen because I don't want to waste your time. Booking an appointment was not that hard. I went simply on German Embassy Islamabad website. I booked my appointment and after booking it, I got an email from them to confirm it. I confirmed the email and after that I got another email which stated the required documents and time frame when will I get approximately my appointment. At this point I was really happy and optimistic, but with the passage of time I realized that I had to wait a lot for my appointment because I wasn't getting any email from them, and I talked to a couple of friends and they told me that there is a lot of load or burden on embassy and we have to wait to get our appointment. So at this point I was waiting for my email to get an appointment and I was really curious. I used to check my inbox every single day. So at this moment I just decided to do something productive and I decided to learn my A2, like second level of German language. So I went to Namal University Islamabad and took admission in my A2 so I could learn and polish my German language. And finally, out of nowhere, one day I was just checking my inbox to check my emails and I got an email from German Embassy Islamabad finally that I got my appointment, and I was so happy. My happiness had literally no boundaries that day because I was waiting for almost 11 months just to get my appointment and submit my documents. And in email they wrote me the exact date and time, and they even mentioned that be on time because either way I wanted to be on time because I was waiting for this day since months. Yeah, I made sure that I was on time, I dressed well, and just not forget my documents, my passport. And at this point I checked my passport to be on the safe side that is still valid because I waited a long way for my appointment. And yes, I just made sure that every document is perfectly ready so I can just go for my appointment. So finally it was the day of my interview. So I already went the day before my interview to Islamabad to make sure that I'm very punctual, and I went to Diplomatic Enclave, and from there shuttle service with the bus they took me to German Embassy Islamabad, and I submitted all of my documents at the reception. They checked that everything is fine and nothing is missing, and after that they let me go inside German Embassy Islamabad. I met my visa officer and she was also like talking to me. She was asking me like my general introduction and my personal information, my spouse information, but the main focus, like, she was also checking the documents that everything is completed and nothing is missing. And I felt like she's just doing it for like formality, you know. She was just, the main emphasis was on documents, that everything is completed. And once she made sure everything was fine, and then she told me, okay, we will contact you via email and we will let you know, like, you know. And this was pretty much like for this day, only for document submission. I waited for 11 months and I was a little, like, you know, disappointed at this point. Like, I thought it would be like a big interview or something. No, it was just like submitting the documents and that's it. So here at this point, something really interesting that happened to me. I got a call from German Embassy Islamabad after 1.5 months, which was really surprising for me. They told me that they think maybe my German language A1 certificate is bogus or fake because there was like, you guys can see on the screen, the examiner sign was missing. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, like first I was not getting an appointment, then I got an appointment and I passed my German test, and like as a beginner it was not really easy for me, and then this, like, only one signature is missing. Like, how come, like, how is it possible? But anyway, I told them that okay, give me some time, I will resubmit my German A1 certificate. So I contacted my university and I wrote an email to Mr. Irfan. He is responsible for Goethe Institute in Karachi, and I'm so thankful to him that the next day he wrote me an email and he apologized to me and saying like, so sorry for this inconvenience, and he told me that he will make sure that my certificate will be in Islamabad with those signatures and seals the next week. So luckily, I was lucky, I got my certificate again and I resubmitted it to the German embassy Islamabad. The lawyer verification. About 3 to 4 months after submitting my documents, the embassy sent my village a lawyer to verify all of the documents that I submitted to them. So I got a call from my lawyer and he told me that he is going to come next week to interview me, my family, and we should make sure that we are home. And he even asked me if the address is correct and how can he find my house and all of this kind of stuff. So we talked and I said yes, I will be home, my parents would be home so they can come. So I still remember it was Friday that my lawyer came. He interviewed me first, then my dad, my mom. He wanted to see the house and he went to all of the documents that I submitted, like each office. For example, my birth certificate, he went to the office and he made sure that these certificates, these documents are all legally correct and they are not fake. The way he came and he was like checking all of the documents, I still remember, like I was sweating, like, you know, and like he was such a graceful person actually. I really have so much respect for him, and like he came with so much grace and so much respectful, like the way he talked to me, to my mom, to my dad, like so much respectful he was. So I'm really thankful to him, and he verified everything, my documents and my interview. He was writing it down, like whatever I was saying, my mom, my dad, and he was such a humble guy. But I was kind of so nervous, I was sweating the whole time. Visa refusal, yes, very unfortunate and sad, but it's part of my journey and I have to explain it to you guys. So my visa got rejected. I got a letter from German embassy Islamabad and they mentioned like my visa is unfortunately refused. And first I would like to express my views on the letter because it was completely in German language. I couldn't understand a single word. Like at least it should be in English. Like we are living in Pakistan and we know that we don't speak German over there, or no one would understand these laws in the German. One is like normal German and one is like typical difficult German. And this letter was written very complicated, so it took around about 2 weeks for me to sit down to understand it. I discussed it with my wife and she also shared it with my father-in-law, and like at the end of this letter, like each time we read it, we didn't know like what exactly they meant. So yes, it took 2 weeks for us to figure it out what is the exact reasons for my visa rejection. So writing a remonstration letter, it was kind of hectic because I tried to search on Google, on YouTube. I didn't find any resources that could help me out to write a remonstration letter. So we just wrote down a plain letter and we already collected at this point like 10 to 15 points that could be the reasons for my rejection. For example, objection number 1, and here is the answer and here's the proof. So we attach the proof with it too, so it would make a very concrete impression to them. And at the end of this letter, I mentioned that if they need any information or documents or cooperation from my side, from my family or spouse, so we are 24/7 for them, like available. So after around about 14 days, I wrote them an email to make sure that my remonstration letter, it reached German embassy Islamabad, because that time it was lockdown and corona and I was really worried about it, because they gave me a time frame of 1 month that I should do an appeal either in German embassy Islamabad or I can go to the court against this decision in Berlin. And generally I didn't want to go to court and you know, as they say in Pakistan, tarikh pe tarikh, like, you know, it was kind of complicated for me that time. So I just wrote down remonstration letter, and luckily they wrote me an email that they got my remonstration letter and they are reconsidering their decision. So I was finally at peace. After writing them a remonstration letter, I got a call from German embassy Islamabad and they wanted to re-interview me and my wife at the same time. So I went to the embassy, she went to the Ausländerbehörde here, and they started interviewing us at the same time. Those were like rapid fire kind of questions, one after another one. Personal information, very personal information, where we travel and stuff like that. And yeah, at the end of the interview, I had a lot of curious questions in my head because they are not answering the emails or calls, so I had to ask them as many questions as possible. And she was just trying to, like, you know, avoid me or tell me, oh, you will get it on email or they will call me. Finally, my visa got approved. And this day I call it an Independence Day to a lot of my friends. And it was truly an independence because this whole journey, it was such a roller coaster ride, ups and downs. I'm getting my appointment and I'm so happy that I started my process, and then I'm getting a call for like a missing document, and then my lawyer verification, I'm getting happy again because the process is going, and then I'm getting a visa rejection, and then I'm getting a re-interview call that lifted me a little up and made me a little optimistic about my visa process. And then I'm getting this visa call. So it was such a roller coaster ride with ups and downs, and that day my happiness had no boundaries. That alhamdulillah, finally I got my visa. In this visa approval email, they already mentioned to bring my passport, travel insurance, and my tickets, and I just rushed out of my room, running to my mom and telling her that finally I got my visa, and I'm telling my dad, and I'm searching for the tickets and for my travel insurance. Final day, I just went to the German embassy Islamabad, and I was thinking, I hope that would be my last day coming here in my life. I never want to come here again, and finally I will get my visa today. So this was my roller coaster visa journey I just shared with you guys. If you guys are going through the same process, I would love to listen to your story, so please write it down in the comment and I would respond it to you. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to have this kind of content in the future too. I will just keep posting like this. So until then, take care of yourself and ciao.